here we go. Back again. Alright. And today is Friday. So yeah, it is the Friday fix. And would you, Adam and fucking Eve it, this is the 28th episode of the Friday fix. And yeah, it continues. Happy days. Now, the Friday fix is basically a roundup of some of the stories from this week's media. So we will indeed cover a few bits today, right? But I have been a wee bit under the weather this week. You may possibly be able to tell. And we did miss Meme of the Week, but it will be back on either tomorrow or Sunday. And I still am not even feeling that great. But I felt that I needed to come on and share a few things, right? So yeah, here I am. And to begin with today, we will touch on the Freemasons. Yep, they have indeed once again been in the media. Where would we be without the Freemasons, right? How lucky are we? They're like Bill Gates and Bezos. They are heroes. And yeah, we really would be lost without them, right? Sure. Now, we have touched on in the past, I said that this year especially, I had been seeing a lot more stories in regards to Masons saving the day, right? And we touched on it a wee bit in another video previously. And we did say that it would continue and it would multiply in terms of the coverage and the stories in regards to hero Masons, right? Sure. And 3 days ago, Lanarkshire Post, Freemasons make big donation to Preston's food bank. Wow. So they are not just donating their hard-earned cash. They are now providing essentials for food banks. Now, food banks in the UK, if you don't know of them, you would probably think that they get used by homeless people or, people on the street. But unfortunately not. They are used by many a people. Even, believe it or not, people that fucking work, right? That's how fucked up shit is in the fucking UK. It is pretty crazy, let's face it. And this year, from 5 days ago, in your area, Freemasons win Heroes of Pandemic Essex. Wow, at the Pride of Essex Awards. So yeah, the Masons have been doing that good of a job that they are now winning awards, right, at the Pride of Essex Awards. How exciting, right? Sure. And 2 weeks ago, NPR, Freemasons say they're needed now more than ever. Right, sure they are. Now, it is of course no secret, which we will get into in a minute, that Masons have controlled the world for a long fucking time. Let's face it. So really, who is to blame for the state that the world is now in? Because I'll tell you right now, it is in a fucking state. And these Masons, they are not heroes. Far fucking from it. Right, and this, 1 day ago, 7 things you may not know about Freemasons. Wow. So yeah, what could this be? And yeah, it says there that they lurk behind everything. And that is indeed correct. You can be sure that they will be there. And 1, the Freemasons are the oldest fraternal organisation in the world. Huh. Now ain't that a massive surprise, right? Sure. Number 2, Freemason symbols aren't what you think. Right. So, what's this then? We will expand on this one a wee bit. And in terms of the G, what they say is that there is a bit of confusion, as we have covered before. Some think that the letter G is for geometry, but others think that it's for God, right? But it also said there's another lesser known Masonic symbol drawn from nature, the beehive. Wow, Masons were originally working men, right, who were supposed to be as busy as bees. And the beehive symbolises the industriousness of the lodge. Wow. So yeah, there is an example of the Masons. They are like bees, right? Sure. But of course, one thing you can be guaranteed with a bee is that it does indeed have a sting in its tail, right? But the Masons, they don't. They are here to save the day. And again, we are not worthy, right? Number 3, yes, there is a Freemason handshake. Wow, several, actually. Yep, and we do indeed see this a lot with the likes of politicians and political leaders, right? Because they are all Freemasons. Even Donald fucking Trump, right? Don't be fooled. Number 4, the Catholic Church forbids members from being Freemasons. Right, so the Catholic Church obviously knows that the Masons ain't good fucking news. But with that said, neither is the Catholic Church, unfortunately. But yeah, the Masons, a lot of people tend to think that they don't allow black people. But in America, some lodges in America, from what I can see, they don't allow black people. But of course, the majority of black Masons in America would belong to the Boule, right? Another branch of the Masonic fucking spider web, because that's what it is. They make sure, no matter what, even if you're black or a woman, they will still get you in one way or another, right? So don't be fooled by that. But there still is some lodges that will not allow it, right, as far as I can see. But number 5, Freemasons inspired America's first political third party. Wow. And yeah, the first. And I would imagine every single fucking one since. And every single member that has reached a certain level, if they don't join the boys club, then they will indeed be out the door. Straight fucking up, right? If you don't play ball with the Masonic Empire, if you like, then they will indeed sort you out. They will find a way to get rid of you, right? Rub you out, basically. That's what they do if you don't fucking play ball. Number 7, famous Freemasons are everywhere. Yep, they are indeed. Just about every celebrity that is big time in Hollywood is indeed a Freemason, and a satanic Freemason at that. And they ain't fucking good news for anyone, right? And to expand on it a wee bit, famous Freemasons can be found throughout history. Wow, ain't that another massive shock? George Washington was a master mason. Of course he fucking was. And Benjamin Franklin was a founding member of the first Masonic Lodge in America. Of course he was. Presidents Franklin D. Roosevelt and Gerald Ford were Masons, as was Prime Minister of Great Britain Winston Churchill. No way, I don't fucking believe that, right? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Davy Crockett, Henry Ford, actor John Wayne, and, would you fucking Adam and Eve it, astronaut Buzz Aldrin were also Freemasons. Wow. So yeah, it goes to show the stretch that this secret society has. And yeah, what a surprise that our buddy Buzz, the moon landing dude, would be there, right? Of course, the moon landing was indeed a hoax, straight fucking up. And we will indeed leave the Masons, the ever knowledgeable Masons, right, for the time being. But I feel an update coming on them, so look out for it. But yeah, this is the Friday Fix. And now we will touch on the vaccine. Because, like we have said, yeah, everyone's dying. They're dropping like flies because of this COVID that is killing everyone. You might have heard of it in the past, but if you don't watch the media, then you probably haven't heard of it, right? Let's face it. But yeah, in the UK, like we touched on through the week, I think in the syndrome, possibly, they have started inoculating people in the UK. And yeah, one of the guys was called, the first guy ever to be inoculated in the UK was indeed called William Shakespeare, right? And that is no joke. And yeah, these are the fridges that they store the vaccine in. Minus 70, I think, degrees Celsius, which is, yeah, that's fucking frozen, alright, right? It would freeze you to death, that. But someone did say, well, if there's going to be blackouts, then what about the fridges? Well, we might experience blackouts, but the fridges, they will indeed be protected, right? It's all fucking planned out. And there is an article from even way back in February where they discuss how to back up these fridges in case of any blackout, right? Look out for it. And the FDA have approved the Pfizer shot in America. So yeah, the Yanks will be jumping for fucking joy, right? Sure. 4 hours ago, don't contact your GP about vaccine, top Cornwall doctor says in briefing. And yeah, that is 2020 in a fucking headline, right? Don't contact your doctor, whatever you do. Because, yeah, what else are you meant to do, right? Again, 3 hours ago, 3 more COVID vaccine centres could open in Newcastle next week. And yeah, like we did say, they are producing these shots like fucking Smarties, straight up. 3 groups of people won't be given the new COVID vaccine. 17 hours ago, Wales Online. Right, so this ever safe vaccine is maybe not so fucking safe after all. Wouldn't that be a surprise, right? Children under the age of 16. Why is that? Well, seemingly there is a lack of evidence as to how the vaccine affects children, as it was only tested on adults for about fucking 2 weeks, right? It is unsafe. Also, people with allergies, which is probably about 80% of the fucking UK. Let's face it, the allergy problems is out of hand. The MHRA have issued a warning that people who have a history of significant allergic reactions should not currently receive the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. The warning comes after 2 NHS staff members who received the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine suffered an allergic reaction, the NHS in England has confirmed. Right, so yeah, the NHS staff, the front line staff, right, who, yeah, are really hard pushed because of the pandemic. And if you watch their TikTok videos, you can see all the dead bodies piled up in the background. So the nurses are basically like war heroes, right? That's what they're being portrayed as. And they are indeed first in line, or have been, and currently are getting, as I speak, most likely, the vaccine. But there is indeed problems, and it won't end there. Mark my words on that one. Pregnant women as well are not advised or not getting the vaccine. But yeah, this one is another one that sort of astonishes me, and not in a good way either, that is for sure. Pregnant women or women planning a pregnancy should not receive a coronavirus vaccine because any potential risks are still unknown, new guidance says. And by the looks of it, if you get this vaccine, male or female, if you plan on having kids in the future, yeah, you can probably forget it, right? So don't get it. But it then says, as there may be women who receive the vaccine while unaware they are pregnant, they will need to be followed up once they inform the NHS of their pregnancy. Right. So basically, these females, if they get the vaccine and then become pregnant, they will indeed then be a guinea pig. But let's face it, this is what it is, because the COVID vaccine is what they are telling us new. Then anyone who gets it is indeed a guinea pig, and the NHS, you will be involved in a trial, and they will be collecting all of your data, right, for future reference. How exciting! What a time to be alive, right? It is absolutely fucking crazy. And this came out this week from USA Today. Continuing COVID-19 vaccine trials may put some volunteers at unnecessary risk. Is that ethical? Right. So yeah, this is in regards to the placebo, because yeah, it's fucking killing people by the sounds of it. And to expand on this, is it ethical to give people a placebo when a life-saving vaccine is available? Should those who received placebos in the first two trials be given preferential access to active vaccines to thank them for their sacrifice? Wow, now, ain't that something, right? And what a present that would be. Yeah, well done. Here's your COVID vaccine. Stand by while I inoculate you. Right, happy days. But it also said, because someone in the placebo group of the Moderna trial died, who presumably would have survived if vaccinated. Right, you have no choice but to unblind the trials and offer people in the placebo group a vaccine as it becomes available, he said. Right, so this guy who got the placebo obviously ended up dying from COVID. That's what it must be, because they are saying that if he had got the vaccine, the real vaccine, then he would have survived, right? So they're saying it's unethical, right? Sure. And what does it then say? Well, once anyone can walk into a drugstore or doctor's office and get a 2-dose vaccine, likely to be highly effective against COVID-19, it will be harder to justify giving someone a placebo. Right. So we do indeed know where this is heading. You can sort of see they will do away with trials completely. Basically, this is the future. they will just fucking roll it out straight up. That'll be it. And speaking of the future, this is what it's going to be like. There will be shops, vaccine stores that you walk in, or like a fucking vaccine drive-through where you go and get your double dose, right? Or 1 week at a time, whatever it is. But yeah, it won't be me. I certainly do not want it. And from what I can see, the majority of people have got the sense to say no, I don't want it. But the only people that are taking it feel like they have no choice but to take it. And that is, at the moment, the frontline staff at the NHS. And it does say all deaths represent events that occur in the general population of the age groups where they occurred at a similar rate. Right, so it's got nothing to do with the vaccine. When these people died that were involved in the trials. Of course, it's got nothing to do with it, right? And yeah, it said 6 people died in the clinical trial of almost 44,000 participants, 2 in the group that received the vaccine and 4 in the placebo group. The 2 in the vaccine group were older than 55. 1 died of cardiac arrest 62 days after vaccination. Right, but was that the first or second dose? It doesn't say. And the other from arteriosclerosis, a condition where blood vessels can harden with age 3 days after vaccination. Right, so 3 days after this gentleman got vaccinated with the COVID-19 vaccine, because this is one of them who got the real vaccine. Right, 3 days after he died from this arteriosclerosis. Now, you won't find much linking that this disease or condition, if you like, with vaccines. They are trying to make a vaccine to cure it, right? How amazing. But this seemingly can be caused by a virus, right? So I may be going out on a limb here, but yeah, that vaccine, it killed him straight up, and it was 3 days fucking later. Yet still, they tell us that there is no connection whatsoever. Well, if you believe that, you'll fucking believe anything, right? And this, again this week, in terms of the vaccine, 4 volunteers who got Pfizer's vaccine developed Bell's palsy. Right, so this is where you get a disability in your face, right? 4 people who received Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine in its clinical trial developed Bell's palsy, a form of temporary facial paralysis. Right, so yeah, that sounds great, that, but they say it doesn't last forever. But anything that does that to you for any amount of time is definitely worth giving a fucking wide berth, right? FDA scientists ruled the side effect was not likely caused by the shot, sure, but said they would likely recommend that Pfizer closely monitor recipients for palsy. Right, so yeah, again, it's not the vaccine that's caused this, but they will keep an eye on it, right? They sound great, Pfizer, don't they? Bell's palsy can happen to anyone at any time, right? And its cause is unknown, right? Though viral respiratory infections are considered a risk factor. So again, something that can be caused by a virus, which is indeed in a vaccine, an inoculation, shock horror, right? But there was the lady 90-year-old lady. I mean, vaccinated. 90-year-old it's comical, really. The 90-year-old lady in the UK, there has been a few reports that she is in a critical condition, but the fact checkers have been quick to dismiss it. And there was, I think this was from the Reuters fact checkers, right? So what they saying? Well, one of the vaccine recipients had a cardiac arrest 62 days after a second dose of the 2-dose vaccination and died 3 days later. Right. The other died from arteriosclerosis, right, 3 days after a first dose of the vaccination. So it was only one dose that killed that guy 3 days fucking later. One of the placebo recipients died from myocardial infarction, another from hemorrhagic, I think is how it's pronounced, hemorrhagic stroke, and 2 others from unknown causes. Right, so 2 of them unknown is anybody's guess. But again, another 2 diseases, if you like. I wonder what could cause them. Right, it's anybody's guess. And it then goes on to say, those who have a history of significant allergies have been advised not to take the vaccine. However, no causal relationship has been established between the vaccine and the 2 deaths, nor the 4 Bell's palsy cases during the trial. Right, sure, the first person to take the vaccine in the UK is not in a critical condition. The placebo is a solution of salt and water. Wow, so it would look like that even something as little as salt and water being inoculated into a person would probably be enough to cause damage or even worse, right? And the bottom line is that if you inoculate yourself with any chemical, you fucking really are playing Russian roulette, especially if you get inoculated with a virus, right? Don't fucking do it. And this, as you can see today, St. Louis Post Dispatch, on this big day for vaccine development, daily deaths from COVID-19 just exceeded the deaths from 9/11. Right, sure it did. Why not? But yeah, here we are, having COVID, this mysterious virus, compared to 9/11, right? And again, today, coronavirus update, US death toll surpasses World War II combat fatalities. Right, sure, it has, and that's from USA Today. Right, and we will leave the vaccine for today, but yeah, it will indeed be back, probably in the fix, in the syndrome, and possibly a video of its own, because yeah, I don't think we've heard the last of it. But in terms of other news this week, this came out yesterday from the Times. Humans make so much stuff, it now outweighs life on Earth. Right, so they must know quite a lot about the weight of the Earth. But the truth is, they know fucking nothing. As we have seen with the syndrome, it always comes out that they don't know anything about anything, really. And this from our good friends at NASA. Hubble pins down weird exoplanet with far-flung orbit. Right, so Planet X is again back in the news, and it's our good friends at NASA. Right, so Bluebeam, well and truly on the cards. Elon, again in the news. Elon Musk seemingly said government is the ultimate corruption. And yeah, they have obviously once again threw the Master Mason a bone. So yeah, always take what he says with a pinch of salt. Right, straight up. CNN today, the climate change time bomb. Right, and every week climate change is in the news. They say, like we did see, the experts say that the fight against it is muted. But yeah, it's far from it, let's face it. This again yesterday, a promising start to new human gene editing trials. Right, so again, the gene editing in the news, and that is coming no matter what, right? And it isn't fucking good news, I can assure you. And speaking of Elon, there was an interview that he done in regards to, well, they spoke about mRNA and gene editing, and Elon said that they could basically do anything to a person with mRNA. And he even said, I'm sure, that a caterpillar does it because it changes into a butterfly. So yeah, what are they doing to us? Are people who get vaccinated going to fucking grow wings and fly away? Look out for it, right? And this one here, a Daily Record 1 day ago, Nicola Sturgeon, good old Saint Nick, right, warns Scots not to book foreign holidays next summer. How lucky again are we? What a hero Saint Nick is. But of course, air travel, the air industry, the travel industry, it's finished. And Agenda 2030 will make sure of it. And COVID is like the final fucking nail for a lot of industries. And this here from ABC 1 day ago, the new laws of robotics, building on Asimov's even, right? Science fiction legacy in the age of AI, right? Because that's how it goes. Things originally look or come across as science fiction, but then of course it is put before us as reality, right? It's all part, of course, of the conditioning program. Now I want to recommend this channel here, and I do think that a lot of you might enjoy it, and it's called Remnant 88 Starseed, and I will link it in, and you can indeed check it out. And if you like it, follow and subscribe. And yeah, I think a lot of you will like it. So otherwise I wouldn't share it, to be honest. It's just a small channel. But yeah, I like to share small channels because yeah, no one really seems to give channels with hardly any subs very little time, which is a bit unfair, really. I mean, I am just a small channel myself. In fact, on that, I have reached now 3,000 subscribers, which I honestly would never have ever had imagined could happen. So yeah, I guess I should thank everyone for astonishing me, really, because yeah, I still, to this day, cannot believe how many subscribers I've got. So there you go. And along the way, have even managed to help people. So really, and I'm not lying when I say this, if I can help people, anyone fucking can, right? And like I have said, helping will make you feel a million times better. And this is some rainbows that I caught from outside my house, almost in the same position the other day. Anyway, that is about it for the Friday fix. Like I did say, I will likely be back tomorrow or Sunday. I'll see how I get on tomorrow. But yeah, I have indeed been slightly under the weather since about Tuesday, possibly. So yeah, I should be fine by Sunday, right? Anyway, enjoy your weekend. And that is about it. Bye bye.